Good morning and welcome back to another episode of SoFlo Morning News. I'm your host, Alex Ramirez, along with
Nathan Hinojosa.
Today is Friday, February 21st, 2020, and now it is time for our pledges.
Stand up.
Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now it's time for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now it's time for the OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and with knowledge. I'll give 100%. I will go to college. I'll do whatever it takes, just like my parents do. I'll sweat the small stuff, just like my teachers do. I'll give no excuses each and every day. I'll close the achievement gap, working hard in every way. With my team and family, I give my OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and knowledge. Go Owls! Hoot hoot! Now it's time for the moment of silence.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the next segment of the SoFlo SciShow, brought to you by me, Haley Perales, and our fallen soldier, Albie Martinez. So, fun fact of the day. In 2004, Los Angeles had planted a tree in memory of former Beatle George Harrison, but only to 10 years later, die of beetle infestation. How ironic. Okay, next. Today we will be learning about psychological theories. So, before you see my segment on behavioral theories, now we will be learning more about behind the scenes. Yeah. Okay, so there's two aspects of psychological theories that are really important to know in your head. So, two main components: it must describe a behavior and it must make a prediction about a future behavior. Yes. Next, there's a type of theory, it's called the developmental theory, and these developmental theories are theories of development that provide a framework for thinking about human growth, development, and learning. So, developmental theories also provide a set of guidelines or guiding principles and concepts that describe and explain human development. Here is evolution of human development. So, an example of this would be technology. Next, what are grand theories? Grand theories are those comprehensive ideas often proposed by major thinkers such as Sigmund Freud and Erik Erikson. These are really cool theories. Although these theories are very important and seek to explain much of human behavior, it is argued that they are outdated due to they're outdated and incomplete in the face of modern society and modern research. So these theories, they were cool back then when we didn't know a lot of stuff about our brain and how we behave. But now that society has advanced in research, these theories may seem a little bit outdated. Next, mini theories. These are cute little mini theories. These mini theories describe a small, very particular aspect of development. So a mini theory might explain relatively narrow behaviors such as how self-esteem is formed or early childhood socialization. These theories are often rooted in the ideas established by grand theories. So there's many theories within grand theories, but they do not seek to describe and explain the whole of human behavior and growth. Although these are in developmental theories, grand theories, these have different aims than grand theories. And that is it for today, Owls. We will see you all in the classrooms.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hinojosa Report. My name is Nathan Hinojosa, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Steven Hinojosa. Okay, let's jump right into the international news. So Steven's gonna be over here. Okay. So today in international and domestic news, I guess I'll do both. I just want to give a few updates on some of the topics that we have covered in previous episodes, so that way you guys can stay up to date. So I'm sure a lot of you were following the Trump administration and the trial that we were covering here on the In-House Report. As of late, that has been acquitted, and both charges have been acquitted on Donald Trump. So he is no longer being charged with those, and impeachment is no longer a possibility. Moving forward, we also mentioned the coronavirus. We're seeing that develop over there in China, and China has officially placed I'm sorry, I just lost Stephen. Okay. China has officially placed a quarantine on the area of Wuhan, China, and eventually the entire country is going to be quarantined for the time being. Currently, those of you living in San Antonio, just a little piece of information for you, there are some American citizens who the government is bringing to the Lackland Air Force Base here in San Antonio, and that operation is being run by a professional veterinarian because the virus is believed to come from a sort of armadillo-like creature. So given her expertise in diseases in animals, she was given the position of overseeing this quarantine, and the people, mainly American citizens wishing to come back to the United States, are going to hit multiple checkpoints before they can be allowed to return to their homes, one of them being here in San Antonio, and they will be kept for 2 weeks to see if they develop any symptoms, and if not, we're going to go ahead and release them. But that's an update on that situation. Besides that, I feel like that's pretty much all of the rolling stories that we've been covering, some live updates for those things. What do you think, Stephen? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you next time on the Hinojosa Report. Don't forget, stay informed, do your own research. The truth is always out there.
Welcome to this new game show called Whether or Not. I'm your host, Isaac Alfaro, with my guest today, Nathan Hinojosa. What? Insane. Alrighty. So this is how the game works, alright? This game show, Whether or Not. Alright, so I'm gonna ask you what's gonna be the highest, what's gonna be the lowest for Friday, today. So if you get it right, that's whether.
Okay.
But if not, not.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. You feel confident, right?
I'm confident. Okay.
Alright, okay. First question.
First question.
What do you think is gonna be the highest weather for today?
55.
55?
55.
That's weather! He got it! 100 points to Nathan Hinojosa. Alright, you're feeling really confident.
Round 2? Okay.
Round 2. Okay. What do you think is gonna be the lowest
The lowest. Okay, so
for Friday?
if I do the calculation. 38.
Not! No! You lose everything! The actual score is 39 degrees. Stay safe, ladies and gents.
That's it.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cinema Corner with Chris. I'm your host, Chris Delgado, and here's a special host,
Steven Hinojosa.
So let's go through the quick box office of this past weekend. So at number 1, we have Sonic the Hedgehog with $58 million.
And then rounding off at number 2, we had Birds of Prey at $17.2 million.
And in third place, Fantasy Island with $12.3 million.
And then coming in at 4th, we have Photograph at $12.2 million.
And sadly, in last place, we have Bad Boys for Life with $11.5 million. The big release for this past weekend was Sonic the Hedgehog. Surprisingly, it's at a Rotten Tomatoes score of 64% for the critics and 94% for the audience. It currently has the highest opening weekend of all time for a video game film, surpassing Detective Pikachu. The Jim Carrey's performance in this film has been regarded as being authentic Jim Carrey and really livens up the film. And overall, while it's definitely not going to be a candidate for Best Picture, it is an all-around great movie for kids, and it's just fun, period. However, the biggest con for Sonic the Hedgehog is, unfortunately, Sonic flosses not once, but twice. And in other movie news,
Mulan, the live action from Disney, has been rated at PG-13. This is kind of surprising from a Disney film, especially coming off of a remake as a princess movie. That is not something you usually expect. And in other news, Parasite won a top film at the Oscars, if you did not watch, which was kind of, I don't know, would you say it was a surprise?
it was a shock. It was the first international film to actually win this award, despite several other nominations previously. So it's a big step forward in the right direction for the film industry as far as diversity goes. Wes Anderson released his trailer for his upcoming film, The French Dispatch, which will be released July 24th, 2020. This film stars Saoirse Ronan, Willem Dafoe, and Timothée Chalamet amongst a list of A-list celebrities. Birds of Prey is on track to be a flop, despite so-so reviews, which is unfortunate. But the biggest news of all this week is the reveal of Robert Pattinson's Batman suit in the upcoming Matt Reeves' The Batman, which will be released on expected release of June 25th, 2021. It was amazing. The music paired with it was next level. It gives me a lot of hope for the upcoming film. Hopefully Pattinson delivers a performance worthy of his in The Lighthouse, and just all around really entertaining, especially considering Ben Affleck was the previous, and that one he had a so-so script. Hopefully we can get a really good film out of Robert Pattinson.
So from a vampire to Batman, that's something.
That's all for the movie news of this past week. I'm Christopher Delgado.
And Steven Hinojosa.
Have a good day in the classrooms.
Welcome back to SoFlo Sports. I'm Atticus. Several else can't be here for this week, but I'll be hosting. We're going to go over two main things. Number one, All-Star Weekend. Number two, on Saturday, the rematch, Wilder versus Fury. So first, let's go to All-Star Weekend. It was a really fun All-Star Weekend in Chicago. First, the All-Skills winner goes to Bam Adebayo. A surprise win. Jason Tatum being knocked out very in the beginning. This is a truly a new line and truly a new start for the big man winning the all skills, because it's usually either guards or point guards who are going to win all skills because they're better passers, quote unquote, and better shooters. But Bam winning is such a surprise, and I'm looking forward to him and the Miami Heat later on in this season. Then also dunk contest, controversially, Derrick Jones Jr. won the dunk contest, but many, including I, would say Aaron Gordon got robbed this year, not only this year but also in 2016 against Zach LaVine. Derrick Jones winning after impressive dunks, getting 50s nonstop. Eric Jones dunks over Taco Fall, who is 7'5", gets a 47 for that, which controversially I would just give that a 50. Jumping over a guy who's 7 feet and then jumping to the rim, which is another 3 feet, is impressive. He should have won the award. But moving on, there's also the three-point contest. Buddy Hield surprisingly winning this. I wouldn't have called it. I would have said the other four. I would have said the rest of the whole cast had a much better shot than Buddy. But, hey, I like being wrong, so I don't mind if Buddy takes this win. And then finally, All-Star Game to pay tribute to Kobe. Some members were wearing 24 or 2 jerseys. Team LeBron predictably wins 157 to 155 from free throws from Anthony Davis. This was a very fitting tribute, which Kobe's last points were free throws, and this being the tribute game to him as being free throws. And what also is funny is Kawhi Leonard winning MVP over LeBron, but that is all for All-Star Weekend. Then next, we have Tyson Fury versus Wilder. Wilder 2. These two had a great first contest. About a year ago, had a great contest, both relating to a draw, and now on Saturday, they are going at it for the title. For again, Fury and Wilder are both great contenders, both big dudes. Wilder, of course, having a lot more advantage of not only having the popularity, him being more well-known, but also having height advantage as well, and also having a much more impressive record. it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough closely. For me, I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder won, but I'm going to go with Fury. I'm going to go with the safe bet. I'm going to say Fury knockout within maybe the 9th round, right before. And that is all the time that we have for Soulful Sports. I'm Atticus, and we'll see you next week. And now it is time for some announcements. Rock On with High Voltage. High Voltage will be hosting a concert on March the 5th from 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the gym. This show will be free, but they can donate for the group to get better equipment, to get maybe a possible studio in the future, and also to have potential money to spare around. Also, if students show up, they'll get free dress on March the 6th and the 16th.
International Food Festival. That's right, on February 27th from 5:30 to 7:30, there is going to be an event where you can sample foods from around the world, many different cultures. See you there.
Yummy. Prom. Juniors and seniors, get ready for prom, which is on March 29th on Saturday. 9th and 10th will only be able to go if they are invited. More information will be announced in the following weeks.
Yes. Also, on the topic of promposal announcements. So, from February 25th to the 27th, students can propose to their crush or bae in the most awesome way possible. A committee of students and staff will choose the best, and winning couple will get free tickets to prom. So make sure you go out there and you do something nice for your significant other. If your promposal is the best, you might just get free tickets to the prom.
Also, to end it off, if you want to have an Owl News segment, just contact one of us or just pitch your idea to any of one of our anchors, including our weatherman, our Hina Hosa, our SoFlo SciShow. Anybody, if you want an idea, just tell us, and then we'll see what happens.
That's right. Okay.
I mean, Chris got in right now.
This is true.
He's the newest member.
Okay.
That is all for the news. That is all for the news. I'm Atticus.
I'm Nathan Hinojosa.
See you all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot.